Thank you for visiting Christian Thought. I am Jerry Adams, the host of Christian Thought, and this is a short introduction to my channel. The theme of Christian Thought is a place to learn how to think and behave like a Christian, and I derive that from Colossians chapter 3, 9 and 10, that says, "Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices, and have put on the new self, which has been renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator." So you see from that verse that if we're putting on the new self and with new practices, we're learning to behave like a Christian. And being renewed in knowledge is the learning to think like a Christian. So our thinking changes the way we behave. And that is the reason this channel was developed, so that I could help out those that are new to the faith to learn how to think and behave like a Christian. This also goes under the umbrella of discipleship. Discipleship is Jesus' command to his first disciples, where he said in Matthew 28, 19 and 20, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit." And he says, "And teaching them to observe all things, all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." And that is part of the theme of Christian Thought, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. So you must learn what those things are, and then you have to do those things. And Christian Thought is developed in order to bring that about in your Christian life. Now, discipleship is the teaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ and how we are to think and to live as Christians. And that is the primary purpose of this channel, Christian Thought. So are you new to the faith or just curious? Or have you been in the faith a long time and want a place to go to learn more? This is the place for you, Christian Thought. So thank you for visiting Christian Thought. And in this next slide, I'm just going to give a little bit of bio about me, who I am, and my qualifications, if you want to call them qualifications for teaching. So, my name is Jerry Adams, and I was born, and I still live in northern Pennsylvania. For a short period of time, I moved to North Carolina in my early 20s. And down there, I was called into the fellowship of Jesus Christ. In spite of the fact that I was raised in a Christian home, I didn't really become a Christian until I had moved away from home. And I was called into faith of Jesus Christ at the age of 24 in Burlington, North Carolina. And there I was at Beacon Baptist Church under Greg Barkman, who was pastor of Beacon Baptist Church, and I learned a lot from him for the 4 years that I lived with him, I didn't actually live with him, that I was under his ministry. He is an expository preacher. That means that he would preach from verse to verse, explaining what the verse means and how to apply that to your life. And I learned under Greg Barkman tremendous amount about the Christian faith and how to think and behave like a Christian. And so now it's 27 years later. I was called in 1994, and it's now 2022, and it's been 27 years. And through those years, I've been studying my Bible and many other Christian texts like systematic theologies and just books on Christian faith. A lot of prayer, a lot of Bible study, a lot of reading my scriptures. Every day I get up in the morning, I do my devotions and prayer. So I get in the Bible every day, and that is a spiritual discipline that I have incorporated into my life, and it's a great help and to renewing your mind and to learning to behave like a Christian. So I've had a little bit of training in seminary through Whitefield Theological Seminary. I did not finish my degree. I studied to them for about a year and a half, went through their hermeneutics courses, their systematic courses, and some church history. And that was the extent of the theological training that I had through Whitefield Theological Seminary. And so I've, through the years, just bought systematic theologies and read them and studied them in order to kind of hone in on the Orthodox Christian theology. And one of my favorite Puritan writers is John Owen. John Owen is one of those guys that's able to thoroughly explain the subject that he handles. And he has a volume in his works called Sin and Temptation, where it teaches you how to put off the old self and put on the new self. The Mortification of Sin, his work called Mortification of Sin, is an excellent work to teach you how to put to death the lust of the flesh, how to think correctly, and how to go about actually killing the deeds of the flesh, that you will find from Romans chapter 8 verse 13, and then if you go over to Galatians chapter 5 19 through 21, you will see the deeds of the flesh enumerated there, and how John Owen teaches you to put them off through that work. So the Puritans have been good for me in learning about the Christian faith. Not just John Owen, but John Flavel, for example, and John Bunyan. John Bunyan, he's a good one. I currently am a member of the Gold Church. They are a Baptist church, and they've adopted the Baptist Confession of Faith of 1689 as our statement of faith. And I'll leave in the description below their website and their YouTube channel, and also I will leave down there my email address for you, the people listening here on Christian Thought, to give me your questions. Email me your questions. If you have a subject you would like me to handle, email me with that question, and I will try to get to that, Lord willing, and maybe I can answer your questions. If you have those questions that's always been nagging you about the Christian faith, or about a certain something about your life, please email me. I'll be happy. If I don't do a video on it, I'll just write you something during email and use that for that purpose. So I thank you for visiting Christian Thought. I hope that you enjoy the videos that I do here. Currently, I am doing a series called Sprinkles of Theology. And Sprinkles of Theology is a reading of the Shorter Catechism, and it's a Baptist version of the original Westminster Shorter Catechism. And it's a reading with the scriptural proofs without any commentary, and the videos turn out to be between 1.5 to 3.5 minutes long. So they're short videos, and you'll get a little sprinkle of theology with those videos there. Well, welcome to Christian Thought. I hope that it becomes a blessing to you. And if you like these videos, please like and share and help out this channel. God bless.